It's my third year living with ALS. Final part. On the afternoon of the fourth day, Julian came to the ward alone. He pulled the blue curtain shut around my bed, blocking the view from everyone else, then walked to the head of the bed and switched off the small oxygen concentrator, keeping me alive at the bare minimum. The suffocating, drowning feeling closed in on me again almost instantly. Julian pulled a tablet out of his bag and opened a video, then shoved the glowing screen right up against my sunken eyes. The moment the image came into focus, my breath caught in my throat. On the screen was my sister, Amelia Bennett, the one person who'd always carried herself with pride and treated her dignity like her life. She was on her knees on the floor of Sutton Group's lobby. Please, Ms. Sutton, please let Miles go. He's really sick. He's dying, she sobbed and pleaded, pressing herself to the floor again and again, her forehead striking the tile each time. The dull thud of it carried through the screen, hammering into my nerves one blow at a time. A pair of familiar custom heels stepped into frame. It was Renee's. Throw this lying lunatic out. I don't want her filth in my building. Renee's voice was ice cold. A group of burly security guards rushed forward and brought batons down on Amelia's back without mercy. She didn't fight back, only curled up tight on the floor, arms locked over her head, still begging through her tears. Please, please just go check on him at the hospital. Save him. A sickening crack of bone rang out clearly through the video. Amelia coughed up a mouthful of blood that spread across the tile in front of her, and then she went still. Julian hit pause, freezing the frame on her bloodied, battered face. Your sister's got 3 broken ribs. Right now she's in some rundown clinic across the street, waiting to die. Something in my chest tore open like a rusted blade dragged straight through it. This was the sister who'd shielded me since we were kids. After our parents died, she dropped out of school to haul bricks on construction sites, her hands blistered raw so I could stay in class. She'd once told me, eyes wet, that she wanted to live long enough to see me in a suit, the happiest boy in the world. And now, she was on the ground taking a beating because of me, a man who couldn't even lift a finger. My eyes burned, my chest heaved, and a raw, broken sound tore its way out of my throat. I wanted to rip Julian apart with my bare hands. I wanted to charge out and take Renee down with me, but I couldn't even move a finger. All I could do was let my soul bleed and scream inside a body that wouldn't answer me. Why? She could have taken everything from me and I wouldn't have cared. Why did she have to go after the one family I had left? Hatred coiled through me, total and consuming, eating me alive from the inside. Julian watched me suffer, savoring it, then pulled out a waiver with a cold smile. Sign this. Admit you moved assets during the marriage, and state that your condition is from starving yourself on purpose. He slapped the paper down over my face, blocking out my last view of the room. Sign it, and I'll have someone treat your sister. Otherwise, she can lie there and die in pain. The paper trembled faintly with each ragged breath I took. I closed my eyes, and tears slid down into my dried out hair. Fast footsteps suddenly approached outside the curtain. The blue fabric was yanked open, and Renee stood there, radiating cold. Julian stepped back at once, his expression shifting instantly to wounded and anxious. Renee, Miles still won't admit what he did. He just covered his face with the paper and won't even look at me. Renee strode over and tore the waiver off my face. She looked down at my tear-streaked, ashen face, and there wasn't a trace of pity in her eyes. Don't feel like dealing with anyone? She crushed the waiver in her fist. Miles, your sister made a scene outside my company for you, groveling on the ground, and you still got the nerve to put on an attitude. She leaned down, staring straight into my eyes from above. Can't you walk? Can't you run? Weren't you able to take my money and keep some other woman on the side? Get up. I stared Renee down, hatred boiling through my blood. I loved her with everything I had for 7 years, and not only did she destroy me, but she nearly killed my sister too. If a look alone could kill, I would have torn her apart 100 times over by now. Are you deaf or just slow? Renee's voice shot up sharply. The other patients in the ward craned their necks to watch, watching with the same detached curiosity people bring to a show. Renee ripped the blanket off me and clamped both hands around my left arm, wrenching my upper body up off the bed. The muscles in my neck had long since gone dead, and my head fell back at a sickening angle.